It's a real quick trip to New York from California. Get off the train in Penn Station, and as I'm walking through Penn Station, it's Christmas time. It's about 2 weeks before Christmas. And there's this big, obviously you can imagine, big Christmas tree in New York Penn Station. It's a big train station in New York City, okay, if you haven't been there. And there's a big, tall Santa, statue of a Santa, and it's all lit up and dressed up and this stuff. And I'm walking by, and there's these two ladies, Puerto Rican women, who are taking pictures of each other with this big tree behind them. And so as I'm walking by, I said, do you want me to take a picture for you? I can take a picture of the two of you standing there like this. And the first lady says, no, 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 come and get in the picture with me. And so I proudly march over there, and I put my arm around her, and she puts her arm around me, and she gives me this big hug, and we've got this big Christmas tree behind. And then I say to the other lady, your turn, I want to be in a picture with you too. And so the other lady switches, and I get in a picture with her also. And then I go and I take a picture of the two of them. And this is, takes 90 seconds of my time, okay? So backstory to this is when I met my wife, and obviously I didn't know she was my wife. I only knew that she was somebody I needed to know when I met her. And we're having these conversations as we're getting to know each other. She tells me this story about when she was a child growing up, she would go to this thing called Sunday school. Did any of you go to Sunday school? Yep. Church school, religious school, synagogue, Hebrew school is what it was for us. And she said that she dreaded whenever her father would drive carpool because he was always tired and grumpy, and he didn't want the kids making a lot of noise in the car for carpool. And so all the kids would get in the car, and they're excited to see each other, and none of them want to be going to school on Sunday, but they're going to have fun together. And her dad was, everybody's got to be quiet. He would just turn on the radio and listen to sports or listen to news or whatever. And so as she and I were talking about this, we said, one thing we're going to commit to is that when we have children, that if we're ever driving the carpool, we're going to be the fun carpool. We're going to be those parents who actually talk to the kids and get to know them. I want to be that parent who one day when my daughter's growing up and her friends are growing up and they're 14, 15, 16 years old, I want to be that parent who they talk to, who they seek advice from. That's what I want. In order to be that parent, you have to start young. You have to live this as a way of life. So when I see these two Puerto Rican women getting their picture taken, it was their first time in the US. They were so excited, first time in New York City, to get in the picture with them and be playful with them. It was a decision that I made a long time ago based on a realization. And the realization was, I want to be that person who still has fun even as an adult. I don't want to be one of those adults who has to wear a noose around his neck, which is what ties were to me. Only get 2 weeks of vacation a year. In the US, you get 2 weeks of vacation. You all get a little bit more here in the UK, but live for the weekends. What's that?
Do you get more bank holidays, though?
Yeah, we probably do, but but nonetheless, I didn't want to be that person who just lived for the weekends. I wanted to be a person who lived until I couldn't live any longer.